Hey, beautiful people. It's Tanya here for Hidden in Plain Sight Subliminals. I know you haven't seen or heard from me in a minute, but here is. Hope all is well. Let's hop right into it. We're talking about getting beyond the manifestation, okay? If you want to manifest faster, you have to get beyond the manifestation. You'll hear people online, and I've been hearing it over and over again, about detaching from the situation. Here's the thing to that. The reason why you're looking at these videos is to find out how to get money faster, because you know that you need the money, or you want the money, or will insist upon having the money right now for whatever it is that's an extenuating situation for you at this point. So you're kind of in a catch 22. No, let me phrase this correct. It is a catch 22 because you are attached to that situation, whether you want to agree with it or not. You can't get it out of your mind. You can't get it out of your spirit. You want to know why that is? Because you're worried, because you're frustrated. And the body was not meant to be sick. What does that mean? If you hold on to this kind of frustration and you're constantly going into this over and over again as a result of not being taught and not understanding and not knowing, doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means that you have never been exposed to this kind of world before. What will begin to happen when you continuously find yourself in a frustration or a state of frustration is you are working completely counter to being in a stayed state of manifestation. If you're frustrated, nothing is going to happen. So here's how you get out of that. We hear a lot of things about detaching yourself from the situation, and it's difficult for you to be able to do that because you're in a situation where you actually need it right now. First of all, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the things that you don't know. Forgive yourself because you are actively trying to find out what you need to know in order to move forward. That's the easiest, the biggest reason why you should forgive yourself is because you're in the process of undoing things that were unbeknownst to you put upon you, right? And some of those things you did yourself. Forgive yourself. And the reason why I lead with forgiveness is because part of the reason why we're not getting what we're getting, or we're not getting what we're expecting out of manifestation, is because we've not forgiven others. So I'm talking to my biblical people right now. Part of the wealth concept or construct is given to us biblically. Now, I'm not here to proselytize and convert everyone, but for those of us who believe and are believers in some sort of faith system, you will find that there are truths that run through every religion, every faith system, and there's a reason for that. Okay? So, our construct is whatever you say, if you stand believing what you're saying, and you believe in your heart and have no doubt with what it is that you're saying, not asking, what you're saying. You don't ask the universe for anything. What you declare and what you decree, it is so. That word is established. Okay? If you stand believing the things that you say, then you shall have them. The second step is when you begin to pray, that means introducing the universe, introducing God into the situation, because He doesn't even want to hear anything about what you're not passionate about. There's a verse that says, whatsoever you desire, that's more than want. That's more than, okay, I'm going to need, some Tic Tacs for the next 5 days. These are things that you really, really, really feel in your core that you know you need and that you absolutely deserve and shouldn't have to wait in line or beg for anything for. So, second step. And then it says, when you pray that you have already believed and received the things that you have already spoken. That's number 2. Because the Lord wants to sanction your stuff. The universe is oh my God, what's the word that they use? It is conspiring for your good. So what does that mean? That means you have the entire resources of the universe, God, Holy Ghost, ancestors. They're waiting for you to say, come on. So you have to believe that your word is bond. that whatever it is that you said, it's going to come to you, that it's already happened for you because you said it. First of all, as a man thinketh leads us to believe that, well, let me read the whole quote. As a man thinketh, so is he, lets you know that the moment that you think about it, the moment that you think about that good thing, that thing that you need being fulfilled, that destiny being fulfilled, that want being fulfilled, the thoughts don't just come from nowhere. All right? Don't let me get Eckhart Tolle on you and start asking you, where did that thought really come from? Did it come from you? Or is it the absolute dreaming through you? This is how you get beyond the manifestation. Because believe it or not, it's not even about the money. It's about what you'll do with that money. Money is an inanimate object. It's like liquor. It's like drugs. You can put a pound of coke in front of me. That is not going to faze me because that's not my proclivity. That's not what I do. Now, chocolate, sexual chocolate, that's a mouse. But you have to remember, it's not the thing, it's what you're going to do with the thing that you need to rest on. And that part should be very easy for you. The thing is that to get beyond the manifestation is to get beyond where you are now. Get beyond just looking at a situation and saying, I'm in dire straits, and you just might be. Guess what? Stop. Forgive yourself. You're in a situation right now because it was caused. You were caused to be in this situation. Whether you did it or not, you were a part of it, knowingly or unknowingly. Forgive yourself for the things that you don't know because they're coming to you right now. So the third part of that wealth construct is, first you got to say whatever it is that you want. You got to call it into being. Second, you got to pray to it. You talk to the universe and say, listen, this is what I said. This is what it is. Anything that's here that's trying to block, stop, or prevent this from happening, I didn't give you authority to be here. You better get out of here right now. Right? And then the third part is forgive. Somebody did something to you? Somebody made you mad? They didn't keep living because there are people waiting for you. You've got haters. Forgive them. And you cannot forgive anyone until you first learn how to forgive yourself. That's one of the first steps you get beyond the manifestation. You have to forgive. You have to let go. And I do not use that term lightly. I detest that term because it diminishes and it belittles other people's pain. But the way to move yourself to the next level is by really disassociating yourself from that kind of pain and aggravation. Because like I said, if you stay in a state of frustration, I didn't finish that thought, but I'm doing it right now. When you stay in a state of frustration, how do you think that's going to manifest in your body? Frustration manifests itself through sickness, and the body was never created to be sick. Facts. It's what we put in our bodies. It's what we allow our situation to be. If you're in a situation that you don't like, it's an atmosphere that's conducive to how you're feeling right now. So if you get out of feeling frustrated and upset and out of pocket, then guess what's going to happen? Automatically things around you will begin to change because your perspective is everything. And I don't care who tells you what about your feelings not being important. What are you talking about? It's all about your feelings. Ask someone who's ever been in a situation. Ask Mark Wahlberg if feelings don't count. Mark Wahlberg was getting ready to jump on a plane from Boston to New York City on 9/11. His gut told him not to get on that plane. The same plane he was supposed to get on went into those towers. So tell me it doesn't matter. Your feelings do matter. Now, the thing is, you have to get your feelings and your emotions under control. but they absolutely do matter. They're there as a sixth sense. They're there to let you know. It's there to protect you and let you know you're justified in feeling the way that you're feeling, because this is how, this is the beauty of it. This is how you become grateful, because something in you is telling you it's got to be better than this. There's no way I'm supposed to be here when I'm dreaming about being over there. Why are you dreaming about being over there? And why are you so comfortable with dreaming about being over there? Because you're already over there and here, in here. So be grateful for where you are, because it's telling you that this is where you need to be. This is where you need to be, where you see yourself. The fact that you can see yourself somewhere else is the whole kit and caboodle. Les Brown said one time, if you got to fall, make sure you fall on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. And right now is where you're going to have to start living from your future. Speak to yourself from your future. I'm sure you've heard there are a lot of programs on now that are asking folks the question, successful people, what would you tell yourself, your 20-year-old self, your 30-year-old self? And it's cute when you can do that from the end, from the beginning. From the end, and then speaking back to the beginning. But it takes a special kind of individual to be able to do it from their seat of oppression, their seat of frustration and upset. And I'm challenging you to do that, because that worked for me, ladies and gentlemen. I have to let you know that this is something that is wonderful when you're able to do it. 2 things you should do. 1, make a list. Ask yourself how you're feeling and tell yourself the truth. If you don't feel all right, write it down. I don't feel all right. I feel frustrated. Don't say I am, say I feel frustrated. I feel annoyed. I feel like I failed. I feel like this is effed up. You can say that. I feel, come on, if we're going to be real, I feel XYZ. And then what I want you to do is take a look at that list. And I want you to list what you believe are the polar opposites of everything that you wrote down. So if you feel frustrated, put down satisfaction. If you feel upset, say I feel joy. If you feel immobile, say I'm traveling all over the world. And then what I want you to do is to begin to block out or blot out literally all of the negative things that you said about yourself, even though they may be true. See, folks don't say that. That, you might be, your feelings are legitimate. That's another thing about your feelings. Your feelings are, that's what they are. That's the way you feel. But they may not necessarily be positive. So blot out all of the negative ones and then literally speak the polar opposite of what you're feeling. Some folks call it psyching yourself out. Listen, I come from the biblical context. When I'm weak, then am I made strong. Let the poor say that I'm rich. That's what all of that means. But we don't take it to the next level and actually use it in order to manifest the things that we want, the things that we need, the things that we desire. Because let's face it, it's not the money that allows us or that makes us better people, but it allows us to do much more with what we have. Okay, so have that list. The second thing that you're going to make a list about is to talk to yourself, or a letter about, you're going to write, is to write a letter to yourself from the place of your success. If there's a place that you want to live and you have pictures or images on them, I lives on Zillow. So you put that down and you write from that place. Hello, such and such. Hello, me. I'm writing you from our home in the backyard, sitting on that stuff. And I just want to let you know it's going to be all right. And of course, it's not going to be the way you want it to actually transpire. That's the destination that's left up to you, or the journey, but you wind up here. You write that in your letter. I want to give you a secret, sis, bruh. In the end, you win. And this is what it looks like. And write down everything, all of your desires. Write down this happened, that happened. You remember that thing you said? That's how you get out of it. That's how you get out of it. If you're doing this for a business and you need this money to be, you need funding for your business, write it down as well. One of the best ways to quote unquote detach from the situation is to write down what your yearly, biannually, quarterly, and even monthly goals are, and to reverse engineer how you're going to make that kind of money. So I want to make X amount of money. This is the product that I'm going to create to do that. This is how many units I'm going to have to sell it for. This is the price that I'm selling it for. Boom. And then you put together your strategy as to how it is that you're going to make that happen. That's the easiest way than just saying, man, I need this money. Man, I don't know where it's coming from. You know where it's coming from. It's coming from inside of you. Because believe it or not, you have everything you need already inside of you in order to make what you need to have and make happen right now. Stop going outside of yourself looking for things that are already set in stone in your spirit, your mind, your body, your gifts and your talents. What do you think they are for? Do not be sidetracked by your not having something, and start focusing on the things that you do. So if you want to manifest faster, you have to live in your future and embrace where you are right now. Right now is a direct contrast of where you want to be. Be thankful for that, because you're using your feelings as a gauge as to how closely you are to your end result. A lot of us, we have been conditioned to believe that we have to be doing all, something all the time, rather than remembering who we really are. And who we are human beings, not human doings. So can you do this stuff without absolutely doing anything or nothing? Yeah, you can, but that's reserved for those who are already in that space. They're already in the zone. We can call things that are not as though they were, and they start happening. But that's because we've been in practice and we've been doing this over and over and over again. When you are in a frenzied state, when you're in a frantic state, when you are in a state of worry and frustration about obligations not being fulfilled, it's very, very difficult for you to be able to sit still and know that I am. It's very difficult to do that. Look, even the music stopped. Like, it's very difficult to do that. So if you're going to do something, make sure you're living in your now. Make sure you're making those plans. If you want to, what do you need the money for? And what are you going to do when you get the money? And how are you going to distribute it? Blessed are those that give and never remember, and don't remember, and blessed are they that take and never forget. So what are you going to do? What kind of positive reinforcements are you going to put in the world as a result of you getting this thing? If you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner, you need to know that the formula is very simple. That you saw a need and you are there to fulfill that need. You are someone's solution. And you know that the more people you help, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more people you can help. The more folks that you can hire so that you can help more people, so that you can have some more fun. And you can get down on the get down and you can begin to start doing amazing things. So it's never about the money. Last thing I want to tell you, and this is going to blow your mind. There's a scripture that messes a whole lot of people up, and it has worked its way into the core of our society. And it's the term, or the scripture really, that the love of money is the root of all evil. But we don't read the entire passage, which will explain why it is that there was a quirk in the interpretation, that the word used for love is obsession. And anybody who's ever been in love, you know that love and obsession is not the same thing. When you obsess over money, even when you say it with the right term, the obsession of money is the root of all evil. So when all you're thinking about is money, that's why you are frustrated. That's why you've stripped yourself away from the gifts, the talents, the expertise, and the education that you have, because you're so busy worried about money, 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 money. You're not thinking about how you can best utilize what you already have. The greatest asset that you have in your life is you. Your potential, your expertise, the things you know that other people don't know, the things that you know that other people do know, but no one can quite do it and explain it and replicate it the way that you do. You're looking past that. You're looking past that because you're so gung-ho on the money. Be focused on the destination. Get beyond the manifestation. You are the constant state of manifestation when you begin to focus on and live from your future. That even is what the blessing is called. The word we use in the church is benediction. Benediction means it is the blessing at the end. And if you can live on the blessing from the end, that really means you are reverse engineering your life right now. I pray that as a result of hearing this, that clarification has just lit your life on fire in every good and perfect way. Oh my God, I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to talk to you about this today. You want to know why? Because it began to frustrate me to the extent that it pushed me to making this video for you guys, because I believe that we're here to be a solution, and I know that everyone's videos is to do that as well. But when I see holes like, you need to stop doing this and you need to live from your future, let me tell you something. If you have to make life decisions between whether you're going to pay a bill or to pay a doctor's bill, or between your rent or your mortgage and a medical bill, it's pretty hard to tell people to stop doing what they're doing. I can't tell you to stop feeling what you're feeling more so than I can tell you to click the link in the bio and give me $3,000 on site. I can't do that. Human beings are not inanimate objects. We don't just shut on and shut off unless there's a tick. Because a lot of us know, like, full disclosure, somebody can say something to you, they can do something to you, and you will be completely turned off from that person forever. Because there's certain lines that you just don't cross. But in terms of folks' feelings about where they are right now, the best way that I can remedy that for you, and I'm not even remedying that, you're going to heal yourself. You're going to manifest because you're going to get yourself out of the way. You do that by forgiving yourself, by loving yourself, by loving others, and by recognizing that all you need is right there inside of you. And once you begin to release, to put yourself in a situation where you know that it's going to be all right, because it really is. It is. The better off you'll be. It is never about the money. The richest people in the world, they'll tell you, you'll feel good for a little bit because you got a little change. You'll be a little shocked when you look in your bank account, you see all this money. You will be, exuberant and glad and happy and wonderful. But Now what? Live from the now what? What am I going to do with this money? Who am I going to make? Who am I going to bless today? Who am I going to give $1,000 check? Because they told me, hint, hint, wink, wink, they told me that all I needed to do was write this down. They told me all I need to do was reverse it. They told me. Who am I going to give $1,000 check to and not feel no two ways about it? What organizations am I going to underwrite? What new startups or things that I'm interested in and I can't quite do, but I know I see the vision in that. Who am I going to invest in? Look on the stock market. What? What kind of food do you like? Honey, I didn't say what's good for you. I said think about what makes you feel good. Look around your house. You love ice cream? You better look on the New York Stock Exchange to see how much they're going up and going down. You want to know why? Because you're preparing for that money. Live beyond the manifestation to get the manifestation to happen quicker, faster, stronger. You can listen to all the subliminals in the world. And they work. They absolutely do. But you need to live, experience what it is like to live in your future right now. I hope this has helped somebody. I know this has helped somebody. If you believe that this is going to help you, and that's another thing. All right, I went 26 minutes. But if you have trouble believing, I got news for you, okay? First of all, you know that this could be done because your sixth sense is telling you that this is something, it keeps bugging you. It's something that's been with you all your life and it won't leave you alone. So it's something obviously that you want to have to experience in your life. But here is what I want to tell you. For those who find it difficult to believe, ask yourself, how many things have happened in your life that today you can look back on and say, I still don't believe that happened? So here's the biggest surprise that nobody tells you. It's nothing like what you think it's gonna be. It's gonna be so much better than that. I'll give you my situation and then I'll leave you alone. When I was, this was many years ago. I just got a new job. I was fresh out of college and I needed to get the hell out of where I was. And I found a place not too far away and took the day off. I had the whole weekend planned. I was going to move, bada, 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 bada. Day came, getting ready to move in, get a phone call. Tanya, we're not going to be able to move you in. I was like, well, wait a minute. You got my money? They was like, yes, we're messengering. This is how serious it was. They sent a messenger to me to give me back my money. Not the check I gave them. They gave me cash. And I was like, what's going on? So there was something going on with the building. It had collapsed and no one was able to move in or no one was paying rent. It was crazy. And I was very upset. And I remember myself saying, listen, I don't care what they say. I'm moving. Went to church, cried like a baby. Stuff happened in church. I couldn't even say what I was feeling. I was so upset. By the end of that night, now remember, Friday, I was going to move, got the upset that I wasn't going to go, cried all day Saturday, Sunday I'm in church. End of Sunday night, I had an apartment right around the corner from where I live. Everything I wanted in a house was in that apartment. Why? Because I said, I don't care what they say, I'm moving. And I had every reason to move. I had every reason to feel like I felt. All I'm telling you is be careful what you say, because you're going to get what you say. And here's the clicker. The person that gave me the apartment was sitting right there in the same church, and we had never crossed paths. The same person, the same place where I went, I had 12-foot ceilings. Oh, you don't even understand. I had everything down to my favorite color, everything down to the dishes that were left for me. I didn't even think to buy dishes. That's how quickly I moved in. And when I was at work, I was like, oh my God, I didn't get any dishes. Went in the 99-cent store and bought some glasses. Came home, opened the pantry. The same glasses that I bought match the flatware in the house. Be careful what you ask for, because somebody's listening. I never told anyone what I wanted in a house because I believed that my dreams were too big, and I knew that people were jealous of me when I didn't have anything. And so they was jealous when. So I say all this to tell you, daydream, imagine, write it out, talk to yourself, talk yourself out of this negative pattern. Yeah, it may be true, but you get to change the channel, and you get to listen to what you put in your head. And if it's luxury, cash, money, influence, affluence, prosperity, abundance, so what? That's your portion. You have every right to have it. And who is your mind to tell you something other? One more thing. Invest in a stamp. You people who got bills to pay. Make sure that your stamp is like $1.99, something like that. Get every one of your bills. Oh, and get it marked paid. P-A-I-D. P-A-I-D. That's what I said, P-A-I-D. And stamp every one of your bills. Put the date on it and say thank you. And let them pile up. Don't not look at your bills and shirk your responsibility. And don't think that because you don't have the money that you are shirking your responsibility. If you don't have it, you don't have it now. But be grateful that you generated that bill. You used some sort of service or product. You were grateful to use it. They were happy to provide you with it, providing that you pay them back at a later date. Say thank you. And write down how you feel as soon as you be able to pick up the phone and say, okay, here's the money. Apologize for your time. It's going to happen. You want to know how I know? It's already happened. And it just hasn't caught up with you yet. Not until now. So you want to manifest faster? Live from your future right now. Talk to you later.